So I do ls, right? Now the very first thing is copy the following files from TMP to your own PWD. So copy is my regular copy command, cp, and then the source /tmp / I could do either one file at a time, messages, and then present working directory. Do this here. cp /temp x file and then a period, cp /temp /joke period here. Or if you are interested, you could definitely go in there and do ls and see, oh, these are the files for the assignment. So you should copy it there. Okay, so the first assignment is over. Second is asking you to do word count files on messages, okay? So wc, and then I'm going to do messages. And everybody did this really good. I'm really excited about this. -l messages, wc -w messages, okay, and then wc -c messages. So it brings up how many lines, words, and characters. Okay, there is nothing a big deal about it. Okay, so the C is head 13 lines on the message file. Head -13 messages. Okay, so it gives me 13 lines. And then tail 5 lines. Tail. If you do tail messages, what happens is it will break up by default. It will become 10 last lines. But I want to see only 5. Okay, so these are the 5 lines. Okay, so assignment 2D is what is the size of the message file? I'm going to do du is disk usage -h messages. So it gives me the message file is 8 kilobyte. Okay, so and then the assignment 2E is create your own VI editor and 5 lines into it, okay? So I'm going to do VI my own, and then I'm going to create, this is Linux, okay? And then I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to do 5 times. Oh, okay, so I think it is coming from the last time here. YYPPPP. Either you could do that or you could type it in. I'm going to save an X, and then it says my own. Get my own. Okay, that's all you need to do. Now, assignment 2G is search for a file name joke, okay? So let me clear this ls. I have a file name joke in here, pwd. So if I search in Zafar, it's not going to give you any errors. But if I go up a level up, cd ... now I am in home. And how do you know you are in home? You have a good indication here. It says home, and then you do type pwd, you get into /home. And if you do ls, all these other students are in there. But as a student, you don't have access to this other folders. Okay, so that's why it's going to generate the error. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to say find is the command you use /home, and then -name, and then I'm going to give the file name joke, and I'll hit enter. So these are everything that is showing up in here, and this is the good output we are looking for. And this is something junk, we are expecting some errors or permission denied, so I don't want to see it. So what do? I just send it to 2 greater than and then error, joke error. Okay, so only the good output is showing up here, this one here. So it filtered everything out. The system automatically knows which one is an error and which one is not an error. It filtered everything out and it gave you a good output. So if I type joke error and everything is filtered out, which is a bad output, and I don't want to see it, and you're not going to see anything which is good output has been filtered out here. That's the beauty here with the filtering out 2 greater than sign. Okay, and it says run the following file on file joke. So I'm going to clear. I'm going to say sort, and then I'm going to say unique now on joke. So it sorts alphabetically. Unique, joke. So anything which is repeating many times here, which is next to each other, it should filter out. So it should filter out here. So the reason all this is spelled different here, that's why it's filtering out here. So it's going to filter out California, which is right next to each other, then it will remove that for you. And if you do grep California, it will bring up, not that, grep California, and then you're doing it in joke. Okay, so it brings up, actually it's bringing up a word here, don't get confused. Actually it's bringing up the line, wherever that line is showing up California, it's bringing up that line. Okay, and it says head 25 lines of messages and send the output to mess 25. So I'm going to say head hyphen 25 messages. So it's coming up that many messages in there, okay? 25. If you do cat messages, actually there are 230 lines in there. But if you do this head hyphen 25 messages, it will bring you top 25 lines. Okay, but the question is to send it to the file name messages. So I see a lot of people are using double arrow, which is very good. You can't get wrong. Double arrow also creates the file for the first time, and next time around if you're going to do it, then it will add to it. Okay, so if you cat it, cat mess 25, so you see the output, which is only 25 lines in there. So you could use all this as a combination to filtering out and exporting, importing data here, okay? And I asked everybody to practice VI editor, basic and expanded. So in here you go into VI editor, and then this is basic and this is expanded. And if you're really interested, you're really into it, so you could have other, use other commands. But as long as you practice this part, you are very good. And this part and this part, you are really into it. You don't need anything more than what's already there. Okay, and last one, let me just go through it. Date is gonna give you a date. Command cal, it will give you a calendar. Cal December 12, 1969. That means it will give you calendar 12th month, which is December 1969. You could go like 1,000 years in future and give you the calendar in a snap, okay? And then clear, and you type who who is the command, it will tell you who is logged in right now. So these are the people who are logged in right now. Last, I told you last, it will give you the list of people who are logging in and out and the system rebooting. Last will give you the information when the system was last rebooted, okay? All right. And then if I do top is the command. It will give you information, live information about the system here and the processes ID. You should see CPU here, how many processes are running, how many are sleeping, how many are stopped, okay, and the memory information and all that. So let me clear that. And ls CPU, it will give you how many CPUs you have in the system. All right, I'm not going to worry about too much here. And you type which, it doesn't give you much here. But if you type which, and then if you type name of the command or application, it will tell you if it's in the system or not. So if I type which PWD is actually sitting in this place here, user/bin. If you run this like this, it will actually run the pw command, which so I'm gonna do which, and I do ls, so it's sitting in here, and it's actually gonna run the ls command here. So when you type ls, it's executing this because this is a link to this command here. So if I type any other command, head, okay, if I type which head, it's actually running this one here. When you type, this is running. This is the shortcut, head -25 messages is going to do the same thing. It will give you the same thing. So don't worry too much about it, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give a 2-minute pause. Anybody have questions? Let me know.
How was TMP created?
TMP is a system file. TMP, we're gonna go through that. So we will go through what I'm gonna do, the directory structure, then I will show you. So if you go up here, over here briefly I showed you, but I will show you. We'll have a separate in-depth discussion here. So all the way on the top is root. Underneath root we are home, and under home you have your own directory here like Zafar. I haven't talked about this here much.
Yeah, so, that's why I was confusing. I was just wondering, where is hemp? I can't find it.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful. You have to / means a lot in directory structure. This TMP is totally different place than TMP. So everybody run into that problem. That is very good, because now when I'm going to explain it, you're going to understand better. So /TMP is in the same level as /home. So I'm just saving that for a little later here when I cover directory structure. Then I will go in depth in there. Okay, so maybe I'm able to cover directory structure today. I'm not sure, but we will do it. Tomorrow for sure we should be able to cover directory structure. But today, let me see if I have any more commands to show. If I don't have any more commands, then we'll go into directory structure, okay? So if you do tree here, you're not going to see anything here, okay? But if you go down and slash tree here, or if I do cd slash, say these are other directories, these are other system directories in here, okay? If I do tree here, it's going to be endless because there are a lot of directories. It's actually entire operating system. So let me finish some commands I have to finish, then I'll come to it. But your friend is absolute path and relative path. Okay, always remember that here. So where is absolute path? Okay, so this is a relative path. And this is the absolute path here. Absolute path starts from slash home and all the way. So we are in black hat here. It starts all the way here. And this is the relative path because there is no slash in the front. All right, so everybody's doing really good. I'm really happy that everybody is able to. Even if you didn't do it, where to copy it from, other commands, everybody did, everybody nailed it. It was good to see everybody is able to do all the commands and all that. Okay, I just thought of one thing here. We could do, can anybody, let's try to work together and create a script. Okay, how do I create a script? Let's create a script for the assignment here.
The notepad.
Okay, good. I open the notepad, and what do I put in there?
Bunch of commands.
Very good. All right, so let's complete this assignment using a commands. So what is the very first one I should start off with? Okay, let me move this here. So it says copy the following.
PWD.
Yeah, so let's do the assignment one. So what else you could do is you could go into history and trace what you did. All right, that's a good indication here what you did here. So when you write the script, make sure you enter couple lines in there, enter times, couple times, so that you copy from the lines also, because that will act as a enter key for you, okay? So very first one is copy the following files from /tmp to your own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do rm-rf and an asterisk. What is this going to do? It's going to clean, it's going to wipe everything off here. If I do ls, I'm going to wipe everything rm-rf and asterisk. Everything is gone. So I put that in the script here, but you got to be careful. You have to be careful because this is very dangerous. You don't always use this here, but for the assignment and all, this is fine. Okay, so let's do, can somebody help me with the first assignment? It's going to be just the command, right? Adil, how do I do first assignment here? Come on. CP.
Sorry,
Yeah, scroll back. Okay, the first one is we're copying all the files here. So I'm going to copy and paste here. It's nothing, copy and paste. See? Copy and paste, nothing else. Okay, and then Assignment 2, do word count message files and also use 3 switches. So I'm going to copy this part here. And then it says head 13 messages. Okay, I'm going to do that. And tail 5 messages. Okay, now it says VI my own. In script there is some limitation here. So we'll skip this part here because VI my own, it may break the script here, so we'll skip this part here. Okay, you got to remember that. And let's see here, LSPWCD. So now next thing is I'm going to find in joke, and I'm going to send it to the file name joke error. Okay, that one is going to run fine. It says cat joke. We're not going to do that. We already know it will be there. We'll do it after the script has ran. Okay, and maybe we could run it. It doesn't matter. It'll just scroll up the screen. And then it says sort. So I'm going to do sort joke and unique. I'm going to do unique joke and grep California. I'm going to do that. Okay, and then I'm going to send had 25 messages to this file. I'm going to do that, and okay, so LSCPU and all that, we could run it if you want. Might as well put it in here. Okay, so oh God. So I'll just type date cal who last free -h top. I'm not going to do top because it will get stuck. LSCPU. So you need to have some knowledge what command will do var, and you could run this here. So if I do ls, there is nothing in here, right? So let me go ahead and copy the script, and it should do a lot of work in no time. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to clear the screen. See, ls, it copied joke messages and X file, which it did. Okay, and then it probably ran through the word count, so I cannot scroll up here longer. I need to fix that. And so I know all this command ran through, and then the one that supposed to create the file error message and this message, it did do that. See? See, it's all there. Okay, so you could get creative and put some mundane task in a script and it will do it for you. Okay, so we'll spend some time on scripting, how the scripting works here. So this is the way I'm showing you is the most silliest way you could create script, and it is a working script. Okay, it will help you in a lot of places. All right, so that's enough for that. Let's go ahead and get back to our. So here I split VI editor, and then basic commands, and then the more topics gonna come in, I'm gonna split up here. Okay, but later on you will have a main document here. The whole document from start to end, you will have it here, and download it and save it for yourself. Okay, so let's see here where were we at. So the last thing we did was which command, right? So let's work on next command using pipe. I talked about pipe here, but I didn't actually tell you what pipe is. So let me open my Word document here. So we see LSCPU, and did I talk about pipe? Let's see here. Okay, no, I have not talked about pipe. So the next is pipe. Okay, so pipe is actually a key on your keyboard which is used to run two commands, one after other here. So if you look on the keyboard here, the command, the pipe is on the slash, right? Okay, yeah, this keyboard might look different than what you have here, but no matter what, you see the enter key right above enter key is a backward slash. Okay, our slash we use in our system is a forward slash because it's leaning forward. This one is backup from the base. It's leaning towards the left means it's back. If it's leaning towards the right means it's forward. Okay. Okay, so now if you do shift and then push this button here, it will bring up pipe. This is considered pipe. This is a pipe key. So what I'm going to do is, so the pipe is used for pipe is used for primary, secondary, and third command. Okay, primary command, then you type a pipe. Secondary command, and you do pipe, and you have third command. All right, let's take a look here what I meant here. So I do ls here and I do cat joke. So I have cat joke in here, right? In cat joke, this is the one command here. So in there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same command cat joke and start the pipe in here, and I'm gonna grep. Okay, so the grep command is a secondary command here now. Okay, so I'm gonna grep for or I could do is I could do head 5. So what will happen is it will go and read the joke in there, and whatever the result of that joke, and it will cat only, it will bring up only top 5 lines in here. Let me do 7. So it should go 1, 2, 3, 4,
You wrote Kate
5,
instead of cat.
6, 7. I'm sorry, what?
You wrote Kate instead of cat.
Oh, okay. Cat, yeah. Cat joke. And then out of joke, whatever is the output is going to come, I'm going to filter that out to 7 lines. See? 7 lines in there. And out of those 7 lines, what I'm going to do is I'm going to even add another pipe in here. And then I'm going to say grep for anything that starts with A. Hyphen I means ignore anything that starts with A. So what is happening here is it is matching you something which is starting with A here. So in this case, anything which has A in there is matching. So let's bring that up here, and I'm going to add in there V in there and hit enter here. So what happened here is in this result, this command, the last output result was not from here, not from here, okay? The last output result was filtered out from here because this is the first command. Out of the first command, second command is filtering 7 lines. Okay, then whatever is left, then third command kicks in, and you are telling the third command what this is filter 1, filter 2, and third filter is just look for something that starts with AV. So it brought us avocado. All right, so let me clear the screen. And let's do this here. So the very first command is, Amber Alert.
Yeah, we all got it.
North Carolina plate. I hope everything is safe for the child. All right, guys, it's a bad world out there. I hope everybody well. So that's the world out there, guys. So we'll do our best to go through this. But anyway, so let's see here. First command. Let's do with what's in messages folder, okay? Okay, let's mess with this file here. I like this file. So I'm gonna do cat messages. Joke error. Okay, this is the full output. In here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do pipe, and then I'm gonna do head. You could literally do any, you don't have to do stick to this here. So let's go up here and see which other commands we could do. Let me explain this first here, then we'll do it. So I'm going to do head, and I'm going to do like top 10 lines. Okay? So out of top 10 lines, I have this here. Okay, so this is cat, and this is the full output, okay? Full output. Okay, and then when I did pipe and I did head, this part here, notice I did head 10. I didn't give the name of the file here. Earlier we have to give the name of the file here, right? But I didn't give the name of the file. So what it's doing here is the secondary command is going to bring a top 10 lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is full. And this part is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is going to filter out 10 lines. Okay, so it's going to filter out 10 lines, and this is what the output of 10 lines is.
I have a question for you, sir.
Yeah.
So I was trying something. I put cat. Well, I'm using a different file, anyways, instead of the one you have. So I put like tail 5, but I'm counting the number of the output, and it was only 4 output that it was giving me. Is that normal?
Yes,
Okay.
because you're doing tail, which is good. I appreciate it. Your thinking is different what I am showing you. Okay, so now out of that, if I do even other let's see here, out of this, even if I do even more, I bring the line up here. Let me resize this window here. And I want to see grep. In there, I want to see something like Adil, okay? Or let's do, if I do permission denied, it's going to bring everything in there, okay? If I do Adil, ADIL, what it's going to do is, since this is a filter command, it's going to filter out everything out, and then it should give us only one line here. There you go. So here is going to do this, is the result of this. Pretty straightforward, right? I think you are seeing something else here. Let's share your screen and let me see what you're seeing. Any questions you have here, or you want me to explain one more time? Let me explain you one more time here. So so there is a primary command. This is the primary command. And this is the secondary command. And this is the last command. So primary, whatever the output of primary is going to be, the output of primary is going to be used for secondary command, and then whatever the output for primary and secondary command will be used with the third command. Can one of you confirm you understood this? It's simple here, right? This is the primary command, and you get something here. And then the secondary command is dependent on what is happening on the, what is coming out of here. Then the third command, whatever is left, is going to even run the third command on that output. All right, so share your screen. I want to see what is the question you have. You have WebEx on? Not WebEx. Don't use WebEx. Give me TeamViewer. Are you going to give me TeamViewer or no?
I think he took a break.
Okay.
Let's. You know
Mr.
what?
Savat, maybe.
Let's take a break now. I think a good reminder that it's been more than an hour. So let's take a break and then we'll come back in 10 minutes. We'll come back at 11:24. And share the screen then and we'll go through that, okay? You want to share your screen or should I continue? Okay.
Zafar,
Yeah.
so when we continue, can you show us like what's the difference between pipe and the semicolon? How are they? How are these two different?
Oh, pipe. I mean, pipe you see is just a full line, right?
Right.
And then in Linux you're using pipe as a filtering for the first. In fact, you could have lot more. You could continue piping too. You know what I mean? You would continue piping as you could have like fourth or fifth in there, but three is enough for now. So the semicolon, where do you have a semicolon?
Like when you're using, when you're running multiple commands and then you divide them by a semicolon. So like
Oh,
you put
okay.
semicolon between two, yeah.
So let me clear it. This is all this is dependent on each other here. If I run this semicolon, these are all independent. These are all independent commands. Okay, so it ran the first command. It's getting stuck on the second command because that second command is independent on its own, and the third command is not going to continue.
Okay.
So semicolon you use who, semicolon calendar, and then semicolon uptime, and then semicolon cat messages. Yeah, you could use that, no problem, because each command is running independently. But the pipe, what is pipe doing is it's you're using this more of as a filter than anything else. Did you get it? Okay.
Yeah, I think I have to try it a few times to totally understand it.
No, you will get it. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so All right, so I did pipe here, and let's see what else I have up my sleeves. We did CD, we did LS, history is done, touch is done, MKDIR, and wildcard, remove. We did moving, rename, echo, we did redirectors, right? Cat command is done, grep is done, pipe, we just, WC is done, head is done, tail, less sort is done, unique is done, cal, date, last, who, du, top, LSCPU, which. Now, let's work on something called zipping. Okay, so let's zip the file and see what comes up here. So what we'll do is it's called gzip. Gzip is the command. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is it zips the folder, it zips the file. Okay, so gzip it zips and compresses the file. Okay, and it adds the extension .gz. So I do ls here, and I have a file name messages, right? Let me remove everything from here. rm-rf asterisk. rm-rf asterisk. I'm gonna find a big file here. Okay, so don't worry about this command. I'm gonna copy it from somewhere else. Let's create a file which has a which is big. Find /-name. No name. I'm searching for a file name which doesn't exist, so that it generates a big error. Okay. Big file. Okay. So I'm gonna let it run a little bit. So I'm gonna check the size of the file name, du-h, big file, and the file is about 888 kilobytes, which is nothing. I mean, why is it so small? What I'm gonna do is yeah, I'm gonna remove this rm-rf. Okay, don't worry about the command I'm about to run. dd input file equals /dev Okay, so I'll go over this in few weeks here what this command is, but at this moment don't worry about it. du-h big file. Oh shoot, it created a file that big. Okay, I have a file which is a big file, which is 100 megabytes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the gzip command to try to lower it and see what happens. Gzip big file. I'll just hit enter, and I'll do here. Notice it adds the extension .gz, okay? And I'm going to say du-h big file.gz. Okay, look at this. It took 100 megabyte files and then crushed it into 100 kilobyte file, which is very small compared to 100 megabytes and 100 kilobytes. Okay, so what is this? This is a zipping of file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this command here. Okay, but don't worry about this command. I'll explain you later. So here, what happened here is this file. So you obviously look for this file here. See how big this file is. Look at this file. This is a 100 megabytes file, and once we ran this gzip, it has become into a very small file. The size of the file is very small. It's compressed, and it adds the extension .gz. Okay. All right. So there is not much you have to know about this. It's a pretty clear picture right in front of you. So now what I'm going to do is, okay, I compressed it. How do I uncompress it? Okay, pretty easy. Okay, pretty easy. It's called Gunzip, G-U-N-Z-I-P, and give the name of a file, .gz, and hit enter. It takes a minute, and if you do du-h big file, it's now into 100 megabytes. It unzips itself. So it unzips and uncompresses the file. Okay, now how am I going to do if there is a folder here? I'm going to do mkdir big folder. Okay, so if you do du-h big folder, it says it's 0 kilobyte here, right? Let's go in there and create some big files in there, okay? And then I'm going to bring that command here, du command. And I'm going to give it a name, big file 1. Then I'm going to say big file 2. And I'm going to say big file 3. And I'm going to say big file 4. In fact, let me copy this just in case you guys need this. So the command is tar. We're going to use the tar command. It saves the folder to a single file. Okay. It does not compresses it. It does not compresses the file or the folder. So it becomes a file. With the tar command, what does it do is it converts it into the converts a folder to a file, folder to a single file, adding it with .tar extension. Okay, and it does not compresses the file. Okay, and then it creates, it keeps the original folder but creates a copy. I'll show you what I mean with .tar extension. Everybody know what extension of a file is, right? A Word document has .doc as an extension, correct? A Word document has an extension like .doc. So if I may go in here into my documents here, so these are all the type of applications or the files here. For example, if you have this file here, and if you go into properties, this file is a .json, JSON, okay, it's an extension. If I go into this of this PDF file, okay, so the extension is .pdf. And if I have a Word document, go in here and go into properties, and if I go into, why is it not? Okay, Word document properties, and this one is the extension is .dox. So everybody must have idea by now, so what I'm talking about. Okay, similarly, this will create an extension file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of this. I do -h big folder, and the size is 400 megabytes because we put like 4 files 100 megabytes each in it. Now I want to send this to somebody, right, in an email or something. This is going to be a painful if the file is too big and all that. The email doesn't accept something more than 25 MB or something like that. So now what I want to do is I want to get clever and use this command and make it into a file. And once it becomes a file, then I could zip it and then email it out. So how I'm going to do that? I'm going to do the name here, tar, name of the folder, big folder, so I'm going to say tar, and I'm going to give the name of the folder different than the folder itself. So I'm going to say big folder .tar. Here I have to manually assign .tar and the source and the destination. So destination comes here first, and the big folder. Why is it not working? Tar. Oh, my bad. So what will happen here is you have to add the extension -cvf for the folder. So let me clear this. Okay, and I do ls-l. Okay, ls-lh. So what I'm going to do here is, in fact, let me get rid of this. Let me make it nice and clear before I do this. So I have a folder which is 400 megabytes. Then I'm going to run this command to make it a folder. And then I'm going to do ls-l. And then we're going to compare next to each other. Oh, God. I'm going to run this command du-tar. And I'm going to do ls-lh. This is the one I want to run. Okay. So what is happening here is, here, what I'll do is, this is the du command. -h is human readable. I'm seeing what is the size of the folder, which is big folder, and the size comes up to 400 megabytes. That is too big for me to send it to somebody. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to run the tar command -cvf. So I'm going to tell you what CVF in a minute here. I have to look it up myself. But you have to use this as with the folder here. And this is the destination, and this is the source folder. And if you look at it here, the size of the big folder is 400 megabytes here. And this one is this one is not showing here because it's showing the size of the folder, but we already found out the size of the folder is 400 megabytes. So is the size of this folder .tar. Okay, so what did I mention earlier? It converts it into a single file. So now the folder is into the single file now. So these are all the multiple files. The folder itself with the multiple files have become a single file here. And which one is that? Is this one. Okay, it has 4 big files in there, but with the .tar extension it has become a single file here. And this is the source. Single file output. Okay. Any questions, anybody so far? Okay, no questions means you're getting it. We're not done yet. So these are the 4 files inside the folder, and it has become this folder here. So now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to use gzip to compress the file. Compress the big folder file. Everybody, I'm going to give a 2-minute pause here, and so far everybody agree with me, right? So we have a folder which is 400 megabytes. I'm going to run this command. It will create another file with that name in there, and it will have an extension dot folder. This folder has become this single file in there. Can you go in there? Let's try going in there. You cannot go in there because it is a directory. It is not a directory anymore. It's a single file. It's like wrapped. You know how you have a pallet, right? You have a pallet. You've seen at Walmart, you have a big pallet and it has a shrink wrap around the big pallet. That's what we just did. We took a big fat folder and shrink wrap around it so that it becomes a one item, one object. After that, we're going to use gzip to reduce the size. Okay, so what is the gzip command? Simple, the one we used earlier. Gzip, and we're going to give the name big folder .tar. It's going to add .gzip at the end. So what I'm going to do is gzip big folder .tar and hit enter here. So now the compression part comes in. And if I do ls-l h, and you see that 400 megabytes is only into 400 kilobytes. Do you see it's a big difference? A kilobyte and megabyte, it's not even 1 megabyte. It's the fraction. The size of this file is fraction compared to the original file. So this time around, it doesn't create a new file. It just keeps the original file and makes it to compress it. Now the file is compressed. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 2-minute pause here and ask allow you guys to make the ask the questions. Okay, so now I have to tell you what the CVF stands for. So C is equal to create. Okay, V equal to verbose. What is verbose? That means it shows you file being added to the file. The output you see on the screen is called verbose. You could see it, what is happening. And F equal to file name. Okay, now you are all done and send the email out. Attach the document and send the email out. Okay, so now what you have to do is you have to uncompress it. So what you have to do is first you have to let's do this here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this, copy this to our temp folder so that we are doing it in a totally new location, right? You know what, I don't want to confuse it. Let's keep it right here. So now to untar it, before you untar it, you have to unzip it. Okay. Now to untar the file, unzip the file first. Then untar it. Untar the file. So how I'm going to do that? I'm going to see unzip, and then I'm going to give the folder file name and hit enter. So it's unzipping it. The size of the folder will be back to 401 megabytes. See, the size is back. Unzip it. Then after that you might want to do untar. Okay, so what is the command to untar it? You have to do tar -x. -x stands for extract. And then you could add V also. Let me not add V here. And then I'm going to say the big folder dot tar. It might run into a, it might give us a problem here because the big folder is already here. So what I'm going to do is, let's run it anyways. Let me see if it's going to give that problem. Okay, so it's already there. So what I'm going to do is, give me 1 second here. I need to, I'm going to MV folder what is the MV command I'm using here? What I'm doing here when I'm using the MV command? What is the MV command used for? MV command is used for move. Move. But in this scenario, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename the folder. So I still have big folder.tar. I'm going to, when I do untar it, tar -x, and then give the name folder. So it's going to remove .tar from it. Tar hyphen let me see, tar -f. Okay, so F in this scenario is force. I'm sorry, not force, the file name. So if I do ls here, big folder.tar shouldn't appear, only big folder should appear. Oh, my bad, it kept the original name. It kept the original file still in place. So if I do ls-l, so the folder is back now. Now you are able to free to go into this folder, cd big folder. File 1, file 2, file 3, file 4 are here. So let's take a break here, but before that, anybody got any questions? So I'm going to put it in here. So first you got to unzip it and untar it, okay? So we did the unzip, and I'm going to put a note here, untar into a different location. Just that should be enough here. So what will happen is you tar x, that means extract, and you give the file name. You can also add V. You can also add V. It will actually show you the activity, but it's okay. So the folder is back. Big folder is back. Okay. So what actually has happened here is so this is the tar command. We did xvf is the switch and the folder name. So what happened here is it extracted that folder, and this folder has extracted the folder to its original name. Okay, and then the extracted tar folder still exists. I thought I was wrong. I thought the tar folder gets deleted here, but that's not the case. Something might have got updated, but tar folder is still there. Okay, and then you do cd into big folder and you see all the content in there. Okay. So let's pause for what time is it? 12:12. Let's take a 10-minute break and then we'll back by 12:22, and I will work on another 5-10 minutes or 15 minutes, and after that we'll be done for a day. Please, if you have questions, please speak up now, because I really like how the class is going. I changed a lot of stuff around in this class compared to the previous one, and I think it is working well for everybody. All right, so let's take a break. Our break starts now. Okay, I'm back. So I hope everybody's getting it right. If not, then for now, don't worry about it. I'll go over it tomorrow again, because I talked about it, and if you take a break, then you will understand it better. Okay. So I think we are almost at the end of the commands. Let's see what else I have here. So tar, untar, gunzip. Zip, gunzip, and tar, they both work. The both commands work hands in hands. Okay, so that way you know what is going on. So let me clear the screen. ls, and what I'm gonna do is the next command is called stat. Okay, it's a stat command, so it gives you the information regarding the file. Displays detailed information regarding file or folder. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a file named big file, and then I'm going to type stat and hit enter. Okay, so what you see on the screen is the information you need. So here is name of the file, and here is giving you the size of the file, how big that file is. So let's see if I could do stat-h. Give me 1 second, man. Stat L file system C format printf t version device number in hex. I'm not worried about that. So I do stat big file. So here is the name of the file, and this information is size. Obviously it says size, and this is the blocks. These are the blocks this file is using. Okay, and each single block is 400K. I mean 4,000 bytes. That means 4K. We'll talk about that in a minute here. And this is the device. This is the address that it writes on the system. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. Inodes, this is the number we need to worry about. This is the inode number. That means it's like it's a social security number for this file. Everybody has a social security number, right? So this is like that number is associated with that file here. So when we do the search using the file, using the inode number, this file will show up. I will show you how that works. And it has a link. How many links a file has? A file has one link itself. Anything has itself is considered a link. You have a link to yourself. Do you agree? Right, that's what this is. And this is simple. Read-write access. This is the access information. We have a full chapter dedicated for this. Access control and permissions. UID. Okay, who is the UID? Who created this file? So if you create a file, you should have your name in there too. And the group ID will have a full chapter when it comes to this line here. Okay, don't worry about this. The user who created it and the group you created this. And these are the contexts. This is related to SC Linux. This is related to SC Linux. We'll talk about this. No, not in this course. For SC Linux, you have to take another engineering course that I will cover in there. And it keeps the information regarding the access time. When was the file was accessed? So file was accessed March 27, 2021 at this time here, 12:35 p.m. 26.0. Then it goes into milliseconds here. See how many milliseconds it goes into? It keeps the track of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you have like 0.9, it's going towards the 9 decimals. That means it's keeping the track up to billionth of a second. It's keeping a track up to billionth of a second. When was it modified? When was it changed? And it says birth here, so it doesn't give you that information. So let me copy this part. So in here, only important in here is inodes. Okay, so the only thing I need to worry about is inode, the size, how big the size is, and the link, how many links a file has. Okay, and these are all the information here. These are only informational. The biggest thing you need to worry about is this one and this one. So if you do the math here, it's using how many blocks? It's using 20, this many blocks, and you multiply with that. So 4096 times 204800. No, that is not correct. Let me see, 10485760 divided by 4096, and it's showing 25,000 instead of okay. So I was thinking the block it's using it here, but I'll explain you what this is tomorrow here. Okay, so this is the information we need to worry about here. And now we have inode here, right? What is inode? You have to remember what inode is. Inode is a number, but it has some of the other information it's keeping itself with. Okay, so what is it? It is a table on the disk holding file information. Okay, so owner of the file, group of the file, okay, type of the file, permissions, date and time of the file modified and accessed, number of links, okay, and block information. Okay, so if we do, how do you find the inode of a file? You type ls-i as in India and big file name, and see, it gives you the inode number, which is the same exact number which is showing up here. And how do you search the file name using inode? you use find, and I'm going to use in PWD -I, right? Find -I, num, inum, and then give the number here. So it found the file name find big file with that inode number. Find the file using inode number. All you have to do is type inum. Use the switch inum. Okay, it's easy peasy. Don't worry about it too much, and that's what it is. So so it finds the inum and all that here, right? So inode. Big stat is you will use once in a while. You don't or normally use, but this is what it is. I thought I should show you. Inode is, you just have to worry about what is inode. Even though this is a number here, it's an inode number, but what is inode? So everybody has a social security number, right? So what is a social security number? A social security number is the unique number you have. It's only for a person. It will never change one of those information, right? So this is what a definition of inode. Inode is a table on the disk holding file information, owner of the file, group of the file, type of the file, permissions, date, and all that. Nothing else to it. Okay, so that's about it. Tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll start the directory structure, and we'll go through what all the other directories are inside. Is going to be a separate topic. So now the document will get split up into different topics here. Okay, so okay, I bet you guys would have a big questions about this. So what I'll do is today practice this. I'm going to put some commands in the chat, and then if you have time, just practice this and come back tomorrow, and then we'll discuss more about how this is working. Okay, so if anybody have any questions, let me know or put it in the chat. I'm going to end here, and then tomorrow we'll pick up a little bit work on this commands here, the zip command and unzip and tar, and from there we'll start a new topic. Okay, sounds good. Any questions? Let me know. Put in a chat, and use the group chat so that everybody knows your questions, and also they will get to see what other people are having issues with. All right, so I'm going to end here, and then I'll catch up tomorrow. Everybody have a good day.